Today we are going to practice two things. We are going to practice using the future continuous tense, example, we will be going, and we will also be using the expression, hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You can use the future continuous to officially inform people of future plans. Let's compare two sentences, one in future and the same idea in future progressive. John is going to attend the conference. This sentence is the way we would mention it conversationally, a fact about the future. John is going to attend the conference. Now let's say it in the future progressive. John will be attending the conference. Saying the same information in the future progressive makes it sound like an official communication. Here is the official decision. Here is the official schedule. Here is the official future policy. This is one way to use the future progressive. In this episode, we will also practice the expression, hear it from the horse's mouth, which means hear it directly from the source, from the expert. Hear it from the one person who really knows. Here is an example. Mary told John to stop smoking, but he refused to listen to her. Then the doctor told John to stop smoking, and he couldn't argue with the doctor. The doctor is the expert, the person who knows the truth. So Lucy said to John, "Will you stop smoking now that you heard it from the horse's mouth? Now that you heard it from the expert? Now that you heard it from the person who knows?" Welcome to the Professor English podcast, where we don't just talk about English, we practice English. My name is Ryan, and I am your host. Today, we are going to practice English by using the phrase, hear it from the horse's mouth, and using the future progressive. This is a listening and speaking exercise, so if you want to improve your English listening, your English speaking, and your accuracy, while also improving your vocabulary, in other words, the whole enchilada, you have found the right video. There are no long explanations, just English practice. Practice listening and practice speaking. So if you're not sure how to use these words or phrases, don't worry. By the end of the video, the idea will be very clear. So be sure and watch until the end. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that if you prefer some visual help with this exercise, you can always see the video version on my YouTube channel, Professor English ESL Class. Now, let's dive in and start practicing English. Here is a situation. John told Lucy the company is closing several stores. This sentence, the company is closing several stores, is perfectly fine and usable, but we can use the future continuous in this situation to make it sound more official, like it's part of a schedule, like it's the official policy, and we are informing the public. Let's change it into future continuous and see how it changes the sound. Let's use will. The company will. The company will be. The company will be closing. The company will be closing several stores. Using the future continuous is the way people inform others of their plans. This might be how a company will inform the media of this news or its employees of this news. It's like saying, we are letting you know our plans for the future. The company will be closing several stores. Now, Lucy asked John, how no company close? Let's make a how you know company close question. How do you know? How do you know that the company will be? The company will be. The company will be. How do you know the company will be closing several stores? The company will be. The company will be. How do you know that the company will be closing several stores? He answered that he heard it from the president of the company. He knows because he heard it from the president of the company. Now, hearing news directly from the president of the company is very different from hearing news from a coworker or a secretary. Don't you agree? If you can rely on anyone's word in this situation, it's the word of the president. So this is a perfect time to say, heard it from the horse's mouth. He heard it from the horse's mouth. He heard it from the horse's mouth. You can make it stronger by adding the word straight. He heard it straight from the horse's mouth. The company will be closing several stores, and he knows because he heard it from the horse's mouth. Because he heard it. Because he heard it. Because he heard it from the horse's mouth. The company will be closing several stores. He knows because he heard it from the horse's mouth. He heard it straight from the horse's mouth. The president. Who can argue with that? All right, fantastic job. Let's try another example. Here's another situation. Mike told Bob that Mary plans to quit her job. In this situation, you can say something like, Lucy is quitting her job. But if you want to make it sound official, like it's a plan that has been discussed and now you must inform other people about this future change, it would be better, it would sound better if you use the future perfect. So instead of saying, she is quitting her job, which is very casual and conversational, or perhaps even like gossip, let's use the future continuous to make it sound like official plans, like you're writing an email informing the department that Lucy is leaving. She will be quitting. She will be quitting her job. This is very official sounding. She'll be quitting. She'll be quitting her. She'll be quitting her. She'll be quitting her job. She'll be quitting her job. Now, naturally, Bob wants to know how Mike knows this information. So how would Bob ask, how you know? How you know? How do you? How do you know? How do you know that? How do you know that she will? How do you know that she will be? How do you know that she'll be? That she will be? That she'll be? That she'll be? How do you know that she'll be quitting? How do you know that she'll be quitting her job? Quitting her job. Quitting her. Quitting her. Quitting her job. How do you know that she'll be quitting her job? How do you know that she'll be quitting her job? He answered that Lucy told him. He knows that she will be quitting her job because she told him. Now, there's no other person in the world who would have better information on this subject other than Lucy. So this is a perfect opportunity to use the expression, hear it from the horse's mouth. He heard it from the horse's mouth. He heard it directly from the source, from the person who knows best, from the person you cannot argue with on the subject. He heard it from the horse's mouth. We can make it really strong if we want to by adding the word straight. He heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He heard it. He heard it. He heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He knows that she will be quitting. He knows that she'll be quitting. He knows that she'll be quitting because he knows that she'll be quitting because he heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He knows that she'll be quitting because he heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He knows that she will be quitting because he heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He knows that she'll be quitting because he heard it straight from the horse's mouth. All right, you're doing a super duper job. Let's try another example. But before we do, I just want to remind you that if you find these exercises helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, Professor English ESL Class, so that you won't miss the next lesson. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please take a moment to press the like button. It helps my channel so much and lets me know that you want to see more fluency and listening comprehension exercises just like this one. Now, let's keep practicing English. Here is another situation. Mark told Mary that the teacher is giving a big test tomorrow. The teacher is giving a big test tomorrow is a perfectly fine sentence in the future, but we can change it to make it sound like an official communication, like saying, here's the schedule, with future continuous. The teacher will be giving. The teacher will be. The teacher will be. Teacher will be. Teacher'll be. The teacher will be. The teacher will be giving. Giving a big test. Giving a big test. The teacher will be giving a big test. The teacher will be giving a. The teacher will be giving a. The teacher will be giving a. The teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow. Now it sounds like you're reading from an official schedule. The teacher is giving a big test tomorrow. Sounds like a typical daily conversation. The teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow. Sounds like, here, look at the schedule. I know the schedule. It's official. The teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow. Mark wants to ask Mary, how you know? Let's make a how you know question. How do you? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that the teacher will be? That the teacher will be? How do you know that the teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow? How do you know that the teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow? Mary answered that the teacher told her. Well, it's obviously true if the teacher told her. So there's no one better to consult than the teacher. There's nobody else you can't dispute that. So we can say she heard it from the horse's mouth. She heard it from the horse's mouth. We can add the word straight to make the comment a little stronger. She heard it straight from the horse's mouth. She heard it, she heard it. She heard it straight from the horse's mouth. The teacher will be giving a big test tomorrow. She knows because she heard it straight from the horse's mouth. All right, you did an amazing job today, and you learned some fantastic English. Congratulations! I knew you could do it. Remember that practice makes perfect, so you should repeat this exercise several times, not just so that you can remember how to use these words and phrases, but also to improve your listening and your speaking skills. It's been really fun practicing English with you today, and I hope to see you again real soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the like button. See you in the next video with more interesting words and phrases.